name is Olaoluwa, and my bio has been read. So I wouldn't be talking too much about that. So I'll just move straight into the presentation. Now, recently, Facebook announced that it was changing its name from Facebook to Meta. The goal of that was they felt their vision was expanding beyond just being a social media company to incorporating other sides of technology, including, they called it the metaverse, right? So virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality, and different other forms of technology. That pointed to me the future trend of technology. It showed that technology was no longer based on the physical things we interact with. There is a future of virtual worlds that will be created. Now, some other statistics recently is that 90% of IT jobs in the US are not core technology jobs. So what that means is you don't have to work for a computer company for you to be an IT skilled person. And there's even more demand for IT related jobs in other industries than there is in the computer industry itself. So non-IT tech jobs are growing faster than tech IT jobs by over 50%. Now, IT skills are, okay, this is well known. You need it in hospitals, different locations, banks, schools, everywhere. Now, I felt this was important to do because it's always good to understand the journey before someone explains the arrival. So my bio says I work with PWC, but my journey did not start from PWC. So while we were in school, I came into school not sure what I wanted to do. I studied computer, I graduated with computer engineering, but while I was in school, I took a number of courses, Oracle, DBA, CCNA, C++. Those were the main ones. I studied a little bit of Java, a little bit of Python, but I never really felt it, right? So while I was studying the technical skills, there was a lot of, oh, do this course, do that course, take this degree, take that degree. I actually attempted to do a lot, but I ended up feeling disconnected. Somehow, something was not adding up. So by 300 level, I stumbled upon the concept of management, business management, and something clicked inside me. I felt, oh, anything I'm doing in technology must end up helping organizations manage their business well, manage it profitably. And that for me was the turning point, because I was able to tie whatever tech was for me to business management. And so when we were done with service year and I was done in school, an opportunity came for me to join Access Bank, and I did, on the premise that it was going to help me further my understanding of business and management. But since school, when I was doing the research around business management, I realized that consulting firms were the ones who really did, who really helped organizations manage their businesses. So since school, since 300 level, I had known that I wanted to be in a consulting firm. But it was Access Bank that came and I took it. Now, while I was in Access Bank, some of the things I did was I did a little investment in data analytics, Power BI, Microsoft Excel at an advanced level, some other data visualization software. But since it was not my main job, it wasn't such a heavy investment. Now, fast forward to 2020, during COVID, I joined PWC, and as at yesterday, I had gone around different rotations, but I'm currently in tech consulting. Now, I took us through this journey to show that whether you have a different interest or you have a background in computer or anything IT, you can always acquire the skills and the learnings that is required for you to develop competence and get an IT job. Now, whether it's consulting, whether it is core technical functions like network management, database administration, cybersecurity, whatever it is that your interests are, you can always navigate your way there. And thank God for our earlier presenter. He mentioned that there is, today, it is skill over certification, skill over degrees. It's what you can deliver that matters. It's not what you say, it's not what your certificate says, at least in tech, right? So now to focus on the opportunities in tech, right? In terms of what career paths can I choose? Some people start their journey knowing what role that they want to function in. So they know specifically that, okay, I want to be a network engineer. I want to be a software programmer, an analyst, a product engineer, or a database administrator. Some others only know the problems or the industry they want to help. So some people know that, okay, I just want to be in the financial fintech industry. Some know that I want to be in the financial services industry. Some know that I actually want to be a core software developer. Some others know that, okay, I want to be a tech consultant. So there's also level 3, where you come into tech just knowing the tool that you want to use. So some people don't know what the industry is. They don't even know what the roles are. They just know that, okay, I like Python, or I like any software, anything, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, as basic as that, Corel Draw. I just want to be a designer, or maybe even Canva. And from there, you move into UI, UX, and all of that. So when you identify what resonates with you in either the roles you want, the problems you want to solve, the industries you want to play in, or the tools you want to use, you can choose one or two directions. You can choose to be an entrepreneur, or you can choose to be employed. Now, there are different things you need if you want to be an employee, and there are different things you need if you want to be an entrepreneur. For an employee, what you really need is, you need to identify the skill that you want to develop, or the services you want to provide. So skill in terms of maybe programming, maybe administration, in terms of maybe a database administration, maybe any skill, right? Or It may be a service you want to render. So say a business analyst. You're going to do a lot of project management. So in that case, you probably want to know, okay, I have to develop my project management skills and serve that. Now, the third thing you need is you need to know the industries that need your skill because you want to be employed. Now, so you have to be very strategic, right? So Facebook, so I currently heard that as of yesterday, that Facebook needs a staff in the north. Sorry, 1 second, I want to confirm that information. Okay, so Facebook was looking for a data analyst who could speak Hausa. Now, awareness of that skill and the industry that needed that skill. Facebook is a social media organization and they need the skill of a data analyst. You must know the industries that need the skill you want to specialize in. And then the fourth thing is you need to now position yourself. So those guys in that industry, what do they want? For instance, yesterday, Facebook was looking for someone with Hausa language. So you need to find out, okay, what skill? Do I need a certain level of experience? Do I need to have worked in a place? Do I need certain certifications? Am I networking with the right group of people? Do I have the right language for the environment I want to go? Now, as an entrepreneur, sorry, I think we have a bit of a distraction. Can someone please reach out to Kabirat to please mute her mic? Okay, thank you. So what do you need? I was saying you need to find out if you need volunteer experience, if you need certain certifications, if you need to network, maybe there's an association, and thank God Mr. Dolapo listed a couple of organizations we could collaborate with. You could also use one-on-one networking and not just the general networking. Now, if you want to be an entrepreneur, the needs are a little bit different. Now, what you need there is not just the skill, but the problem you want to solve. You need to be able to identify, okay, yeah, I want to be in IT, but I want to own a business or I want to found a company. What problem is in my environment that I want to use IT skills to solve? Then you also, because it is a business, you need to understand the financial side of it. So you need to understand which market, how many people have this problem, and can they pay for the solution? So 5G is already in different locations around the world. That's a tech solution that some companies have started. However, in Nigeria, very few people can pay for 5G at this current rate. So yes, 5G is a tech solution, but the question is, does Nigeria have the market? And the answer is no, as we speak. So if you want to be an entrepreneur in IT, you need to understand the size of your market that has the problem you want to solve. Then, because IT solutions are usually capital intensive, you need to understand how to raise capital. There's a lot around that. I'm not sure we'll be able to talk about it here. Then you also need to learn how to manage businesses. And then as you grow, you're going to need to hire people because you're not just going to be a small company. You're going to need to know how to hire and how to keep the people you hire, because sometimes they just get paid and they move on, right? Now, what are the advantages of either being an employee or an entrepreneur? As an employee, there are ready-made jobs. There are ready-made industries. All you need is a skill. Develop the skill and you're on point. There's a lot of demand right now for tech skills. I saw a list of jobs earlier in the month, and over 60%. Okay, so there's a First Bank opening right now. I can't remember the number of roles, maybe about 50 or 60. And 80 or 90% of them are IT roles currently as we speak. Now, so there's a lot of demand, whether existing organizations or new companies that are being started, there's a lot of demand. And then the salaries for IT skills is very beautiful. Yeah, let's just say it's very beautiful. The first speaker also mentioned that. So once you develop your skill and your competency, you get rewarded. You get rewarded for your abilities. The final benefit is you can always switch industries. So if you are a data analyst in a financial institution, you can move to a data analyst in an oil and gas institution. Why? Because the principles are the same. The documents may be different, the data banks may be different, how you source it will be different, all of that, but it's the same core skill. So it's easy for you to switch industries. Now, as an entrepreneur, what are the advantages? You can easily become a tech bro or a tech babe. Now, what I mean by that is, there's a mindset that people have that tech money is oil money, is better than oil money, right? Because we heard Paystack sold for 200 million. We heard Flutterwave is now 1.5 billion valuation. Different startups coming up here and there. They get different rounds of investment and all of that. So there's that sense of, oh, okay, there's money coming into IT. Another advantage is you can feel, oh, wow, there's something I can be proud of. I'm building a solution that is solving problems. It's actually solving real life problems. Then number 3, you can have a legacy to your name. Oh, I, Olaoluwa, built this. It gives a sense of fulfillment. Number 4, investors are really looking for tech-based organizations to pour funds into. And then number 5, you can actually sell your company and just cash out, like Paystack, right? And okay, so legacy now would be Flutterwave. It's not sold yet. Inyaboyeji can always say, oh, I built Flutterwave, right? Whereas Ezra and the other guy, I just forgot his name now, can say, oh, I've sold Paystack and I'm fine. Now, what are the challenges you are likely going to face if you choose to be an employee or an entrepreneur? The first challenge you face is you need to ask yourself, how much time do you want to spend working for someone else, right? And then whatever you build as an employee, whatever problem you solve for the organization, it really is not in your name because you're working for someone. Unless you are lucky to join a startup at the very early stages and they know that, oh, this guy built this side of our business, and forever in that organization, you're known to be the person that helped build that solution, even though you're not the founder, right? So that, it happens once in a while, but it wouldn't happen to most people. Now, as an entrepreneur, the challenges you face is usually slow to make it big. Mr. Dolapo mentioned a bit about that in his presentation, that they're hoping to cash out big time. I'm sure they didn't just start. It's been a while they've been on this journey. So it usually takes time to build something valuable enough that the market is willing to buy from you. Now, the second challenge is you don't only need IT skills, you need a lot of other business skills: human relations, networking, selling and marketing, negotiation, market intelligence, market analysis, feasibility studies, different other things, because you are an entrepreneur. And then lastly, it can sometimes get boring. Now, if you've been doing one thing for a long time, you can get bored easily. So these are the two channels that I see anybody interested in tech can come in through. Now, in conclusion, I would say that your success is not a function of your title, but it is in the wealth of your contribution. When you want to come into IT, don't just come into IT to be called a tech bro or an IT expert. Your goal should be to add value, whether as an employee or as an entrepreneur. Your goal should be to add value. So the question I'll leave you with is this: as an aspiring IT expert, what contribution do you intend to make in the industry? What difference do you intend to make? Thank you very much.